Hey boys and girls, it's KnightStalker here. Welcome along today to my first video back in about 6 weeks. So a lot of you have been asking me privately and publicly where I've been. So let me tell you a little bit of a sad story. Late last year, a member of our family got cancer. It was liver cancer, which if you know anything about that is terminal, unfortunately. And our family member died on Christmas Day 2022. So it's been a hard time for us. You know, she lived in another city and we've been backwards and forwards down there. My partner's been with her for the best part of 3 months, so I'm missing her as well. It's just been heavy on our family, you know. So I'm not even sorry that I've been gone. We have other priorities, you know, and I hope that when you've got priorities in your life that you look after them too, right? You've got to take care of your mental health and you've got to take care of your family. So take that one to the bank because it's truth. So if you want to show some support, F in the comments for Tanya. She was a lovely lady who looked after me and after my kids, even though we're not blood, you know. So a real loss to the family. Moving on, something a bit more upbeat. So, Conquerors Blade, I haven't touched Conquerors Blade in 6 weeks before this week, and it's been hard, man, coming back to it. I already had a lot of empathy for new players and returning veterans, but I never realised how perishable the skills are. Perishable skill is one where if you don't use it, you lose it, or your skills degrade, and that's very much the same with Conquerors Blade. So, I've been getting my ass handed to me a fair bit, to be quite blunt with you, but I'm getting back up to skills, especially, you know, because my class changed completely. Well, not completely, but a lot. Yeah, it's been a struggle. So a lot of empathy for you new players and returning veterans. And hey, thanks for watching, man. Let's go and get into this video. We can't dwell around all day. We've got to keep moving on. All right, life keeps moving on. So let's go. Check it out. Now we're just chilling. Oh, a couple of heroes. Maybe we can get that chain dart dodging all over the place, eh?
Dodge this.
So satisfying. Hey boys and girls, it's KnightStalker here. Welcome along today to Hidden City Siege. Check it out, man. So we're back again after a long break. I've had a few other games since I've been back over the last day or so, and things are a lot harder than I remember them, man. Perishable skill and all that. I just need to get back in the swing of things, you might say. So we're going to take the Fortebraccio pikemen today because they're good at supporting other infantry. They're obviously very good once you get inside the city to, destroy cavalry virtually instantly. We're going to take the shield maidens because I want to have a bit of a play with them since they've had their debuff, shall we say, their nerf. And that's pretty much why I'm taking them. And I'm going to take the Houndsmen as well because, well, I just love the Houndsmen. They're a fun unit to play. Very good at killing off heroes. Very good at whittling down units that want to stand in front of them. But heroes are their main bag. They have low damage individually with their individual shots, but they just pour out such a volley of fire. And of course, they are very good at CCing as well. So, here we go. Tip, as soon as you see now, you can hit the control key and you'll get control of your unit straight away. Not that it's particularly important for me because I'm not trying to grab a siege engine to push a siege engine in. I'm just getting into the battle slightly early. I didn't bring a peasant unit today, so I can't actually help the team push, which is quite unusual for me. Often I will help the team with that. But today, we've got the spiky boys. So, I guess at this point, are all the artillery taken? Yep. I guess I will just chill. It's one of those moments in the battle where you go, well, I'm a melee hero, I don't have a cannon, I'm not pushing siege equipment, what do I do? Well, you chill, of course. Chill. I do like these spiky boys up the front here. Watch out, everybody. I was expecting cavalry, and so was Mr. Spiky Boys, clearly. I'll try and protect his retreat. Somebody has brought Palace Guard out the gate at the start. These guys are not hard for me to take down, not as a longsword anyway. I don't have much to fear from them. So scattered the unit out a bit now. Let's see if I can grab a couple more. Nope. These boys will do. Slash. You'll see that I've changed the shield bash skill for the martial prowess skill. That is a double strike that does a reasonable amount of damage. And it now has a cleanse, so it reduces the amount of stuns that you take. These are not fully level Palace Guard, I can tell that immediately because they're taking a lot of damage from me. It could actually be because of that martial prowess skill, because it also reduces their armour by 15% per hit, so you can reduce their armour by a third. But they're not very tough, and I'm whittling through them as a longsword, so that really tells me that they're not fully levelled. Can we get some help here? Lovely. Ugh, I'm a little really out of practice, as you can see. So what did I take the martial prowess skill over, say, the new mini Sally Forth, which I can't remember the name of. It might be... Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It does a bash, followed up by a downward strike, and it also has a cleanse, so it reduces the amount of stun you've got. Why don't I take that one? Because it has a little pause. It has two little pauses, one when you're triggering and one at the very end where you can't roll out of it either. Or you can, but you're out of position. So I don't like that one very much. And other than that, from the few games I've played already, this seems to be the best combo. So I'm using pretty much exactly what I was before, except the shield bash has been replaced by martial, and this is really annoying. Except the shield bash has been replaced by martial, and yeah, the Sally 4 Volt got a little bit of a nerf, but it can still stop cavalry and things quite comfortably. I'm also considering changing to an armour-based character, would you believe? Just from my little experiments in the new meta. So look out for that. I might try that in the next couple of games. Now, I don't have all my runes at the moment. I think I've got the second tier runes because obviously I haven't been playing much this season, so I'm a little bit squishy with a little bit less output than what you might expect at this point. So, Fortebraccio Pikemen. Why have I brought them in? Well, they've got a stun doctrine on their brace, right? Now, I'm thinking ahead because to the right here we're going to have to go down there eventually. You don't want to go down on the left unless you want to headbutt into the enemy team or they've left that supply point undefended. So I'm just thinking ahead. So while we're up here, we've got a whole bunch of really solid units around us. I'm just going to add my stun to them. Fortebraccio Pikemen against infantry don't do a lot of damage. So 200, 300, 400 damage depending on what you're stabbing, but they do have a stun. Things like shield maidens, iron reapers. Well, iron reapers do have a stun resistance briefly, but what else? Paladins. Just about everything doesn't really have a stun resistance. So watch this. This is just mainly peasants, so we'll slaughter them. But we're all about the stun. And we can kill heroes pretty nicely too. They actually stab heroes pretty good, especially if you hit that V attack. And, oh, here we go. Here's a great example. Watch this. These shield maidens, oh, they retreated. But see how those ones I caught, they couldn't get away because I stunned them? That's the shield maiden's weakness. And same with the Murmelones, the Murmo boys. Let's smash this real quick so nobody drops hot rocks and our boys coming through the gates. So that stun is really what they're about, infantry v infantry. And they also can rotate now, so if those shield maidens come back in, they'll be destroyed because they don't have a stun resistance. When we get down onto the flat, obviously they'll be much more useful against cavalry. Excuse me, we'll just knock you down, horribly savage you, and those shield maidens will do you in. That is absolutely beautiful. If it's going to be death by snooze down is about right. You know, you don't want any one of those like burning to death or anything like that. Group of beautiful women with swords banging you to death with their swords. Don't get the wrong idea there. That sounds perfect to me, as far as being dead goes. Right, so this one here is where you want to... Why didn't it ping? Is where you want to go on this map. This is the easier of the two ways down, especially with your mass infantry. So we'll see if we can push the supply. Down the other side is possible, but you have to have overwhelming numbers. Maybe we can take this point. Ooh. No, Mr. Chain Dart, you cannot heal, and you cannot pull out a unit. So we're just chilling on the edge of the circle waiting for our units to catch up. So these are peasants. There's really nothing to worry about there. I'll let the shield maidens take care of them, but there are some Murmelones coming in behind them that we might just move into position for. We won't go too far around the corner. We have really long sticks. If they charge, they're going to take a lot of damage. See how we're not doing a lot of damage, but look how they can't recover and use their shields. Now this is what it's all about, infantry v infantry with this unit. I know a lot of people like to use the F1 formation, I do too, but not when you're in a little alleyway that you can touch all sides of with your sticks. I find it easier to defend the unit in this sort of scenario. You can see people at the wrong end of the alley up there. We can just Going to keep an eye on that. I had hoped our team would push with us, but we're being heavily re-pushed at the back here, so let's go have a look. It's a mess of cavalry. Alright. What else is new? Oh, Conquerors Blade never change. But now we've got some big chonky shields, we've got some Modau, and we've got some pointy point sticky boys. So I think we should be alright pushing in here. Let's give everybody a little speed buff so they can get where they need to be. We've got our guys on the left, we've got nobody behind us, we've only got enemies to the front. Now what I want to do is I want to try and break down this front of the shield wall, and then they won't be able to recover because the pikes are hitting them. Even longswords don't go frontally into Fortebraccio pikes. You can live, but it hurts. But we weren't close enough, so we'll try that again. Now if we can stun, watch how we stun the front row of shields. And once they do that, they drop their shields and we can start, our teammates can start beating on them. Oh hell, there's people coming in behind. No! I saw that much too late. Oh my goodness. It's more coming. Help, save us team. Look at half of our... Oh, look at, we got half of our team standing off the point not helping. I mean, the ranged cavalry and the guns, they shouldn't be. They didn't need to help. But it would have been nice to have some hero support. So why did we die there? Simply, I didn't watch my back. I saw it far too late. I couldn't do anything about it. Let's move on. So let's go. I'm going to take the doggo boys because we want some CC. We want to put some fire onto that point. And these guys are particularly good at doing damage to heroes because they've got very rapid DPS and they've got bleeds. We can also pin heroes in place using the dog's 2 ability. So we'll just put them in a nice reasonable standoff range here. They're very fragile as a unit. We're just going with we'll force the enemy to defend. So if I'm just standing on the edge of the circle here, they have to bring somebody in. Here's a longsword doing his job. We'll just get away from these shield maidens because they will blitz me on my own. Don't think you're tough enough to stand up to shield maidens by yourself. Long swords aren't, short swords aren't, and you're not. Now watch all this DPS just spraying in here. They can sit there if they want. What will they achieve? Nothing. What will I achieve? Kills. Heavily armoured units like those, they don't take a lot of damage individually, but we'll keep those bleeds up and we've managed to force them back. That pike is suicidal, that longsword is just doing what he should be doing on the edge of the circle there, but he's not going to last long once we whittle away. See all these peasants and things that the enemy are feeding us? That's a terrible idea. Always use your best unit available for the situation you are in. That longsword's now going to get pounded because he's got no cover. Let's watch that back end. He's going to die. Goodbye, he bled to death. Deke Deakerson! I know Deke Deakerson. Hello, Deke. He's a longsword Chad as well. Obviously, because he's got a longsword. Here we go, the stalwart boys. We're just going to mess with their formation, which will allow our stalwarts to kill them while their shields are lowered. Very good longsword trick there. We're going to kill more heroes if they keep trying to defend. We'll pour some dogs into this gap just to prevent them retaking. They can't now anyway, so we'll save the resource. And a capture. As we do that, I can see that probably the best way is we might go back towards the gate. I can't smash through shield maidens, and I don't want to take my chances with the ranged unit behind. We've already been whittled slightly, which I got to be honest with you, I'm out of practice, and I didn't notice them starting to be whittled down. But here we go. We've got enough arrows here to pour some fire into whatever's going on over here. We've got some Iron Reapers, which should be relatively easy to kill. More Iron Reapers. Good thing about Iron Reapers is that once they do their charge, they start becoming, once they do their Tiger Step, they start becoming vulnerable to CC. Those heroes, if they don't get out of there, will get absolutely murdered by the doggos. There we go. And the Iron Reapers are all gone thanks to the ridiculous... Oh, that was a squishy longsword. The ridiculous DPS of the Houndsmen is just amazing. There's no other way to put it. You've got to be patient with them, and you've got to be prepared to use that CC to support your other units. They cannot be used on their own. Somebody asked me what's a good unit for short bows. I said, well, try this one. What do you guys think? Do you think that that Houndsmen are a good unit to work with short bows? Certainly has been useful for my forays into short bow. Short bow is one of my favourite off weapons. So let's go. channel the Zohan, and let's go straight to the end point. Hopefully our team don't spend any more time on peripheral combats. Enough of our team are in there. You can see it easily on the minimap. We don't even have to Z that. We'll just heal our friend here because he needs some healing, and then we'll go on in with our shield maidens. Now we might switch over to the spears and create a shield wall because that might be the way to go. We'll do a charge first, I think. There we go. Not often you get charged with the shield maidens these days, but to get the most out of them you really should use all of the facets of their abilities. That's what gets the most out of them. Damn, that short sword's taking a long time to die. Now we'll set up the seal wall. That will give 20% bonus to the armour of all of these heavy units around us. It will also mean they can't come through there, but they can come through here. So let's pull the girls back, and we'll start absolutely smashing them. Again, the weakness of the shield maidens is their inability to resist CC. So we knock them off their feet, they can't defend themselves. And they die, we get a victory, a promotion to Sergeant, and an S tier game. That's my first in the last couple of days, I've got to be honest. But we did 1.2 million damage, we took 1 million. Some of our kills were peasants, so I don't know why the enemy was feeding us peasants, but they were. Nice 1.2 million damage any which way you slice it. Houndsmen did great with a couple of hero kills, that's to be expected. Shield Maidens, 18's a bit on the low side for Shield Maidens, but they were fully alive at the end. Fortebraccio Pikemen were great. And congratulations to our MVP and our team, and an excellent showing from the MVP on the enemy team, Dick Dickerson, of course, the Chad Longsword. Well, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the first game back. As I say, I'm a little bit out of practice, but I'm going to be working on that over the next few days and hours. So, hey man, I hope you learned something new, or you just enjoyed the battle. Thank you so much for coming to my channel.